It's 808s and Joysticks reaction to a Ubisoft E3 show, and what a show that was. I don't even know how we can sum that up, really. There was a lot that went on during that show, like a lot. We're just going to get up exactly like what went on now, and I mean, it started off with...
it started off with some questionable things. It started off with a Just Dance like montage, but I feel like they did that just to get it out of the way, if you know what I mean.
Yeah,
so
I think I know what you mean.
I felt like, yeah, they did that. At first we was like, uh-oh, are we in for something shitty again? But no, Ubisoft really did deliver though. Very strong show, a lot of gameplay, a lot of good community support for like the for certain different communities, a lot of chances for the fans to get involved in the game development as well, which I'm a very big fan of. We're both very big fans of, as we are both currently studying game design and development and programming in uni. So I think that's a really good chance to show off people's talents, and I'm all in support for things like that. So well done for Ubisoft for actually doing that, because I don't think any other developer has really tried to actively reach out to people to try and get new content from the audience. Just getting talent, like, you know, fresh ideas, things that they've never even like thought of before. I think it was really good. As you know, Just Dance 2019 comes every year. There's still an audience for it. I don't know how, but there is. So yeah.
It's always going to be there, isn't it? It's like a big seller for them because of how mainstream it is, and so many people are...
But how do you play it now? How do you play Just Dance now? Because there's no Connect anymore.
I know why you're asking me that question. I don't play Just Dance.
But how are people playing this game anymore?
Wii?
The Wii? Well, either way, Just Dance is still being played. I think you use your phone now to like act as like a thing.
I feel like some people are still out there playing it on the Wii though.
I don't know.
I definitely do feel that. I feel like someone sat there and then they go, "Oh, let's play Just Dance 2019." A little bit of this.
Wait, isn't the Wii like discontinued now? They don't even make games for the Wii anymore, do they? Did they still make Just Dance for the Wii?
I think it's like one of the only games they were still making for the Wii. I don't know if they still do.
Interesting.
It might be Switch now. It's on PS4. You might use the Move controllers. Who knows?
Nobody uses those.
Anyway, like, forgetting about Just Dance, because we're speaking about Just Dance way too much now.
Way too much.
Beyond Good and Evil 2. Like, we saw this last year. Now we've seen another... the trailer was hard, but, like, bringing it back. We saw pre-alpha gameplay when they were showing off stuff, and when they come out and spoke about it.
Mm-hmm.
And the game looks good. Like, for pre-alpha stage, that game looks good.
Yo, Tom, we're playing with that name, man. Drop the air horn. Beyond Good and Evil 2 looked sick. They brought Jade back in the prequel as the antagonist. Flipped it on his head completely. It looks great. I'm excited to see what's going to come from it. And that was the start of Ubisoft's whole community thing that they started doing. Was because of Beyond Good and Evil 2. There's a company that's being headed by Joseph Gordon-Levitt. That's his full name.
His name. Yeah.
Bit of a handful. Bit of a mouthful. And it's called a Hit and Record, I think. That's what it's called. And this is something that brings together community curation. So what they do is they find different content creators and bring them to other companies and allow them to actually create with the studios in order to bring their content to a wider platform.
No, I think it's like an online service where people upload stuff, but they all create it together at the same time. Oh, is what he was sort of explaining. It's a little bit different to stuff that like we've seen before. This is the first time they've ever worked on a game together. I believe they might have worked on movies and stuff before.
Yeah.
But this is the first time they've ever worked on a video game.
This is what we was just... That's what I thought it was, but I'm not quite sure because this is the first time we've ever even... I didn't even know he was... I didn't even know Joseph Gordon-Levitt was even doing that. So... Makes no sense to me. He's an actor, but I guess he can do what he likes. We'll also talk about, there's another actor that also has a game for Ubisoft, which we will talk about later on. Seems like actors are really getting into the game industry. Maybe it's big.
Yeah, but it's good. It's a good thing. But yeah, speaking about like Beyond Good and Evil 2, we did see like a few more details. So we got told that it's going to be set in the 24th century. It is a prequel to the first Beyond Good and Evil, and at the end of the trailer we did see a young Jade come out.
Yeah, and she's the antagonist.
Yeah, so it's a bit of a change up.
Yeah,
but the game looked good. Like, you can't deny the game looks good, and the fact they're getting like community creations in to do a lot of the music or artwork or radios on the actual game. Like,
yeah,
because it's obviously like a space pirate game. I think they want to try and get that across with like.
Hopefully, like this isn't just going to be like a chance for like Ubisoft to like, you know, steal art and things like that. I'm hoping that these people are going to be credited properly and they're going to get their dues like paid to them and stuff like that. That's what the most important thing is, because, you know, we've had chances in the past where the game industry have like fleeced, you know, people from, you know, their ideas and stuff like that. So I hope that this will be a good opportunity for both Ubisoft and the content creators as well. So I'm looking forward to it. We're even thinking about maybe looking at some of the projects that they have and see if we can get involved, because they said they're interested in looking for radio station creators, music creators, and art creators. So
even writers and everything.
And writers,
they just went all out.
All across the board. So anyone that's out there that has a certain talent, they're looking for anyone to make anything for them. And if you're lucky to get picked and you get to go and work with Ubisoft and get flown out to Canada or Paris or wherever you're going to go, it'll be great. So I'm looking forward to seeing how this is going to come out. I don't think Beyond Good and Evil got a release date yet. It's still in pre-alpha.
Yeah, it didn't get a release date.
Still in pre-alpha, so I'm thinking release date's probably going to be next E3 that we're going to see a release date. It probably won't come out until 2020, in my opinion. We could be lucky, but I'm thinking 2020, Beyond Good and Evil 2.
Yeah, we could even see like next gen, depending on
it looks ambitious.
What Sony is going to be announcing later on.
Yeah, it does look like an ambitious
It's
game.
getting close now till we find out like the whole scope of everything that happened.
Yeah.
But moving on, we then saw Rainbow Six Siege for a little bit. They did announce that there was 35 million players now of Rainbow Six Siege.
That's concurrent as well. Like, that is just across the world.
Which is a lot of players for a game like that. Especially like, it didn't start off that big, did it? So and then they've built from that. So it seems to be a current trend with Ubisoft multiplayer games. They start off slow and then actually give back to the audience, and the audience sort of sees that and participates in the game a little bit more.
That's exactly what happened with The Division. The Division was poor at the beginning. Not a lot of people really liked the game. A lot of the numbers fell dramatically, like after like the first week of playing. But then they started putting back into the game. They started pumping in free content, and the fans, you know, now that it's led on to The Division 2, which looks really good, by the way. But we will also get to that too. But yeah, then Rainbow Six Siege are also doing a documentary about the game, which looks kind of dramatic.
It's all about esports and everything,
but
isn't it?
I understand, because it has been a really community-driven game, though. So I do understand. They deserve to have a documentary, because it is remarkable how much these people do really support this game. And if it wasn't for them, this game wouldn't be where it is. So fair enough for them doing a documentary on it. And they also have some type of like Rainbow Six Siege like fest now as well, I think.
Yeah, by the looks of it. I'm not sure.
It's like in Paris, isn't it? It's something, I don't know. It's basically all about Rainbow Six Siege, and it's going to be like the championship final for the esports.
The esports league is starting the end of June, I believe,
and it's going to be 6 months.
Yeah.
that documentary's getting a premiere in August. So keep a lookout for that if you're a big Rainbow Six Siege fan.
And a little bit freaky, this one. Because we did sort of like predict this on the stream before the show.
Yeah.
Trials Rising is a game that's coming, and we predicted maybe a Trials game was going to come. We weren't exactly sure if it was going to be like Blood Dragon 2 of Trials, maybe, because we were speaking about Blood Dragon.
Yeah.
But yeah, Trials Rising, and they got a lot of community input on this as well. They got a guy that used to run a YouTube channel called
Uni of Trials,
and basically he started doing tutorial videos for trial users, and then Ubisoft contacted him during like production of this game, and they got a team together of like 20 top tier Trials players.
Yeah.
And basically like put together all the maps, all the tutorial content and everything with the help of all these people that play the game so regularly.
Yeah.
And they've been working on that for 2 years. He said like they've actually been working on the game with Ubisoft for the 2 years.
Yeah.
So for the whole life cycle of that game, which is something that's like not seen that much.
It really isn't, and I really commend Ubisoft for what they've done and actually involving their community from separate games in their games and their development. The whole 2 years of development of Trials, they involved 20 people. They didn't have to, but they did it, and it's all in for the benefiting of the game. Like, it's all to make sure that the game is going to come out perfect for the audience that they're making it for. And I think that's really good. I didn't really expect much out of Trials, but at the end of the day, it's Trials. I can't bash Trials. Trials is a very great game. It's very nostalgic for us. You know, it's one of the it's one of the games that we all used to play back in like high school, college, stuff like that. And, you know, it's come a long way. It's on the consoles now. It's not going to be a full £50-60. It's probably going to be like £20. And, you know, you give it a bash. You know, you play it when you want to just blow off some steam or whatever. So,
but it is on Switch now. Yeah,
it is on a Nintendo Switch now, which is very important because that Trials is made for a system like that. So,
yeah, and I'm not a big Trials fan, but I am excited about that.
Tom's copying everything on the Switch.
I'm going to get most games on the Switch by the looks of it. You'll definitely see why. In a few minutes, 5-10 minutes, when we do cover some of the other stuff that, like, obviously, you know, Ubisoft and Nintendo have this partnership, and some exciting stuff was announced during this conference as well.
Yeah, it was. Moving on,
we just to add to sort of Trials as well. Another February release date, so that's nearly 10 games now, I believe, coming out in February.
There's so many
next
games,
year.
And there's 4 on one day.
Yeah, 4 on one day.
We don't even know when Trials is coming out in February. It's very stacked February, which means there's going to be some delays and there's going to be some moving around.
But we already spoke about this before, like how many of those games have already been delayed several times to reach this point. Like,
it's too stacked and no one's going to have enough money for that one.
I'm calling it now. Days Gone delayed until April.
I'm calling it now. Crackdown getting delayed again. Remember this podcast. Who was right? We both might be wrong. Who knows?
We'll probably both be wrong. It'll come out in February.
Yeah.
Moving on then. The Division 2, we saw that like again. But so we'll go back to like Square Enix that we did earlier, which was terrible. Like,
yeah,
probably the worst thing I've ever seen at E3. This conference, like, not barring Xboxes, which 50 games, whatever, like a bit full on. Ubisoft's conference, in my opinion, the way they handled everything and they showed loads of new content all the time.
Yeah.
Possibly one of the best conferences I've watched from a gamer's point of view.
Also, not to like forget, a lot of their updates and content is free.
It's free, yeah.
No DLC, none of that shit. Because they're looking at the landscape right now and people are getting smarter. Not just the obviously hardcore gamers were smarter anyway, and we just knew like we're not gonna bother delving into that shit. But then you've got the casual gamers who they were willing to buy things like that, but now because they know more about how DLC works and how these companies and how everyone was outraged about Star Wars, it got to parents and things like that. So now developers and publishers are starting to like think, whoa, okay, well, we need to take a step back here and think we can't really start be out here charging people for £20 for a level. We're gonna have to try and like, you know, give them some free content, you know, support the game, you know, we make billions, you know what I'm saying? Like
just for a few years.
Yeah, exactly.
Just for a few years. And then we'll go back to loot boxes.
And then we'll go back to loot boxes. Actually, that's the little thing we need to say. I know Battlefield said there was going to be no loot boxes, but they are going to have airlifts in the game. Don't know what that is. Sounds pretty loot boxy to me, you know.
Probably one more than was needed there, but
sounds pretty loot boxy to me. But you know, we're not going to take away from Ubisoft because they did very well. Let's forget about Battlefield. Fuck EA. You know what they were going to do anyway. Yeah, it's great.
I think we should discuss though. We saw three or four. We've seen 3 or 4 trailers for the Division now. We saw 2 or 3 new trailers during that Ubisoft press conference. All different. We saw the inclusion of other stuff, like their yearly plan. So they're now setting out like an it's sort of like episodic, isn't it? So they're basically releasing episodes to start the year. Yeah. By that, I think they like little bits of story.
Yeah.
And it's all free update for the first year. They're releasing 3 episodes. We learnt a little bit more about the story.
Yeah.
The Division. You're the soldiers of the Division as title, but the game. But now the virus has like stopped spreading out. This is 7 months after the first game.
Now it's just humanity fighting against each other.
Yeah.
Now. Yeah.
And it which does seem to be like a common theme in a lot of these games now.
Yeah, it is like Dying Light. That means the outbreak was over, but now it's just humanity versus each other. We've got this Division, Last of Us, Days Gone. A lot of zombie outbreak type games or like outbreakish type games. So we'll just have to see. The Division did look really good. We didn't see much gameplay, but we got a lot of the story, and we also got a lot about their plan for the Division. And I think they didn't show the gameplay off that much because I feel like the Division, they're trying to stick to their core gameplay. We did see some yesterday with the Xbox One, so they're sticking to their core gameplay. Just they're redoing the story. Graphics look a lot better. Looks like they've got some cool set pieces in there now as well. Some more like action type set pieces. So I'm interested in it. It looks fun. It looks like humans are like literally versus humans, but in a worse way now. Like they're starting to enslave like people.
Yeah, so it's like a it's a little bit like Far Cry when you have things like the certain sections where you have like a fort or something, and it's at hold, and you have to sort of go and take it over. That's sort of what this new Division game looks a little bit more like. It looks a little bit more like we've got stuff like that going on. So that's pretty interesting that's like a thing now.
Yeah.
But we'll have to see how they handle it like on release. Obviously the release of the last Division game wasn't the best.
It wasn't the best.
And they did come out and admit that they learnt a lot from that. So like props to Ubisoft for that, because not a lot of people do come out and admit that they fucked up. But yeah. Ubisoft seem to acknowledge the fact that they've done that. EA sort of did it at the same time, but
they always do it. So it's always DICE that comes out and says sorry. Yeah, I ain't never hear EA saying sorry for anything,
and it's not the developer's fault. I don't think.
No,
I don't think they'd ever want to make that game and put that much effort into it and then shove loot boxes on the top.
No, I don't think DICE ever wanted to make a single player-less Battlefront, did they? Really? It was all EA's, up to EA, what they wanted to do. But as I say, we ain't getting onto EA anymore because their conference is trash anyway, and they're a trash company. So let's move on. So this one really, we thought it was something else, but it was just a DLC. But it was still cool though. I
It's
like
cool.
the look of it. Yeah.
We sort of knew.
You're the Switch owner. You can take off with this.
So yeah, sort of forgot this was coming, to be honest. But Nintendo did announce back in May that Donkey Kong Adventure would be coming to Mario Rabbids, which is Ubisoft and Nintendo crossover game for the Nintendo Switch. It's like a sort of RTS turn-based thing. It's meant to be a really good game. I've not been able to get my hands on it yet. It's probably the only game that I haven't got on the Switch at the moment that's like first party-ish. But I am looking forward to this still at the same time because, you know, if I do get the game, I'll probably look to get this as well because it's a nice game that you could pick up and play. And also, like, having the added additions of Donkey Kong and everything that the trailer shown, like, it did look good. We did think that it was possibly like a Donkey Kong-esque game with Rabbids.
We thought it was going to be Donkey Kong's
because they'd already announced this stuff before.
Yeah, they did a really big presentation for it, and it was kind of like cool. We thought it was Rayman at first because we was hearing rumblings of Rayman, and the background and scenery did look very Rayman-esque.
It looked Rayman-esque.
And then they brought the drums out, which was what happened for Rayman before. I think back in the day.
The last soundtrack for Rayman was like very
drum heavy.
Well, not drum heavy, but just like they put a lot of effort into the soundtrack for it.
Yeah.
But then the live band and everything for the trailer was a nice addition.
Yeah, I think it was
better than what they did for Rage yesterday, like Bethesda. I think Ubisoft showed you how you're meant to do it, and Rage was like, "This is Andrew WK." No one knows who he is.
Oh my gosh, that racing was so cringy. But so it was Donkey Kong Rabbids expansion or DLC. It's a cool little thing for the Switch owners. I did hear that, you know, is it called Mushroom Battle Kingdom? Battle Kingdom? What's the game called? The Mario one.
Mario Rabbids Kingdom Battles.
Kingdom Battles. Yeah, so if you've got Kingdom Battles, then that is on the way for you, and it looks really, really fun if you're into those kind of games. Moving on to something we both was very excited about.
Just one more.
Skull and Bones.
This game looks exciting.
Yeah, I remember last year it got shown off. We both was like, nah, this is just looking like a dead pirate game. We don't want nothing to do with anything like this. And
well, just to point out, like, at this point last year, Sea of Thieves was touted as like the pirate game to own. If you wanted the multiplayer pirate game, like Sea of Thieves was the game.
Sea of Thieves is dropped.
I'm not sure, like, if anyone's played the game, but it's not what it was really set out to be.
Do you want cut the sad music on, Tom?
Put the sad violin on.
Rest in peace, Sea of Thieves, because it's over. It truly is over for that game, because Skull and Bones is hard.
Yeah, it's gonna blow it out of the water.
Right.
The amount of features it's got sort of compared to it, and the realistic graphics give it like an edge. In my opinion, for a pirate game.
I know they tried to be like whimsical with Sea of Thieves and tried to be like, oh look, it's like a kind of like a cartoony based like pirate. No,
and we know that can work because obviously Fortnite is so big.
Yeah, but that's a battle royale game, totally different. It's action packed. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's online, it's free to play. Sea of Thieves.
Yeah, you had to pay like 50 quid to play that game. And all your friends had to pay 50 quid to get that game as well.
Nah. I'm not paying £50.
And I did not see one single person in the beta. Like, I didn't see any other people. I was just on a boat on my own.
Is it shared servers?
Yeah. Yeah, but I was on a boat on my own for probably about half hour. And I never saw anyone. I just ended up like crashing a boat to see what I could do in the game. And then I got bored because there was nothing else to do. That was literally just like you stop at an island, you do a bit of treasure hunting. and you were meant to board ships and whatever, but there wasn't anything there.
There was anything there.
Now this could be a thing in Skull and Bones. Like, it could have the same outcome.
Nah, it looks like they've got way more things to do in that game.
We need to like realize that this company built Assassin's Creed Black Flag, probably the best pirate game of the last 10 years.
See, I just don't like pirate games. Well, I don't like Assassin's Creed Black Flag. That's not my favourite Assassin's Creed out. It's probably my least favourite. I didn't like the pirate aspect of it. But this looks great.
But Assassin's Creed Black Flag, like, the best pirate game of the last 10 years.
Pirates of the Caribbean on PS2 was pretty fire. Was that the last 10 years?
Come out 10 years ago?
Oh, no, probably no. That would have been like 2004, 5?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. All right, then, yeah, last 10 years. You're right, Tom. Last decade.
The last 10 years,
yeah. That's true.
Or from like 2010 onwards.
Well, I don't really know about any other pirate games. Well,
there's not a lot, really.
I'm not really out here sorting out pirate games. But
the controls and everything in Black Flag, like with your ship and everything, they seem to have utilised that. And the controls for that were like really good, which made the game so seamless to go from like land to sea.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think... No, you do get the chance to go on land, actually, in this. We did see that. So, again, you like the land to sea stuff is going to work seamlessly, hopefully.
Mm-hmm.
The upgrade system for the ship seems to work the same as it did in Black Flag. Things have been changed, like it's been upgraded, and it's obviously not the same game, but a lot of the stuff looks like they've took from that. But then, like, the crew aspect of it and the ships that are coming out of nowhere to defend you because you've attracted attention, and then the fact that once you've attracted attention and destroyed that ship with the crew that you've just invited to join you, now you've all got all that money, but the people who are also playing are going to want you because you've got all that money, so then you have to escape. Like,
it's all like one big like reaction. Like it's all like one big like domino effect, basically. Yeah.
It is like a dynamic world because obviously there's real people in the game, but at the same time, like I think there's also other stuff going on in the game as well, and people can come and join you or choose to fight against you, and it's all about like how you do that. And you could easily turn on someone, like we were discussing this. You could easily turn on someone in your own crew and basically like shoot their ship down just to get their money.
Yeah,
but then like, what are the repercussions of that?
Exactly.
You've got to think. Exactly.
And the only drawback of this is it's another shared world type game, which me and Tom was discussing, and we was like, yeah, it's all well and good, but sometimes we just like to not have someone invading us. Like, we rather just be on our own in it. So, like, it looks like you might be able to play offline and single player. They didn't say it was online only, so they just said it was a shared world. So hopefully it'd be like Watch Dogs, and you can just turn off multiplayer. Like, you won't have to interact with anyone.
They have that ability, don't they?
Yeah, they do have that ability to do that. So hopefully it can be like that, because currently in Watch Dogs 2, you can still run into players, but they just don't do anything to you unless you engage with them, and then it turns on the whole multiplayer thing. So yeah, I'm looking forward to Skull and Bones. It really, really interested me. I didn't think I'd be this excited for a pirate game.
Neither did I. I was a little bit excited for Sea of Thieves, and then the more I was like,
I was never excited for that game.
But like this game was like the opposite. I was not excited for it. We just thought it was like a sailing sim last year. That's what it looked like.
It didn't show much action off, did it really?
And it showed that you can get off your ship.
Yeah, you can, and customize it.
It showed that, but it looks like it's got a crew element like Sea of Thieves have, where someone has to like be a lookout, someone has to steer, someone has to man the cannons. Like,
there's a lot, and also there seems to be a lot of tactics involved.
Yeah, depending on the size of your ship and the level of your ship and stuff, you could either like take down certain ships, or you build a crew around having a small ship that's like can move a little bit faster, or like a big bulldozer ship to take down the bigger ships.
Also, it looks like you can also hijack flags and sails from other ships in order to camouflage your ship as like a part of like a certain like armada.
Yeah.
As in shown in the demo, he the guy that was playing it, he camouflaged his ship as one of the Portuguese army ships so he can get through. And then he infiltrated another Portuguese ship, but you caught them totally off guard because they thought they were allies with you, but you wasn't. You were pirates. You destroyed the ship. That then set off a domino effect for the big warship to come.
The big enforcer.
Yeah, and then you had to call up the rest of your crewmates who can also turn on you. It's very, very detailed, very amazing. I can't wait for it to come out.
I think that's probably the best way to do like a shared world game like that. They seem to have got something right there.
Yeah.
I'm not sure what the full details are, but I've already signed up for the beta. That's the only beta I've signed up for so far. So obviously that game like resonated with me on some level a lot.
Yeah, because there's been a lot of betas that you can sign up for still.
Yeah, I haven't even downloaded any of the free games on my Switch yet.
Yeah, there's a lot of free games on Switch and PC. Everyone go out there and get it. Quake is free. For Honor is free right now. There's a lot of games on the Switch that are free. The new Elder Scrolls, Fallout Shelter is now free on the Switch, on PlayStation as well. So go out there and get that if you want some free games.
So let's talk about For Honor while we're talking about For Honor being free. Just like DLC was announced for For Honor.
Mm-hmm.
I can't remember what it was called. It was basically China related. Something to do with fire or dragons or something. And
it was something. It was called the Wulong. Something to do with like
that's the clan that's in the game.
That's the clan that's in the game. You get 4 new fighters though.
It basically looked like sort of the Chinese armada or army,
like Dynasty. What do you call them? Like Dynasty Warriors, just like that. Yeah.
And then you get the chance to fight against the Vikings, the knights, and the samurais that are in the game at the moment. And then they announced a new game mode coming as well. 4v4. Not exactly sure how this works because it's a castle siege and it's confusing 4v4. But it did look like 4 people having like so like 2 would select Viking and then have 2 Viking armies behind them that they control, and the 4 people inside would have like the same, and it's against each other, like who does the best. Again, it looks interesting. I'm definitely going to pick up the starter pack for free on PC because it's free, so why not? Like, For Honor was a game I was always interested in. I played the beta and I wasn't that
I heard it's grown a lot since then. I heard it's improved a lot.
It's good to see that they're like trying to get people back into the game and offering people like a free starter pack to get into the game. Not only does that give players that have bought the game previously like more people to play with, it also means more sales for them possibly in the future.
Yeah.
And just to point out as well, I believe all this is free update as well.
I'm assuming it is a free update. They never really said if it was paid or not, but I'm assuming it's free and it comes out in October. So go and check out For Honor. It's free currently on Uplay right now. Before For Honor's expansion was released though, there was a very small game which I don't think has really been highlighted that much in the media, or no one's really spoke about it, but it deserves to be spoke about now. It's called Starlink, and it is Ubisoft's. We can drop the air horn on it.
I'm gonna drop the air horn.
It's another very impressed. We was impressed again by this game. We was
very hot.
We was very much we very much digging it. It was a very cool looking game. It looked like Ubisoft's answer to No Man's Sky, but it looks like they just did everything right. It had like biology scanning on it. It had base building. You had ships that you could build. Also, physical ships you can build as well and use on
the modular ship thing
on your PlayStation controller. I've never seen that yet.
Apparently, it was announced last year.
I didn't know, but
I don't think I was paying attention that much last year.
No, I don't think I was
either.
Ubisoft. And it's also going to be on the Switch as well. But wait.
But hang on. Just going back, we want to sort of like, when we were discussing this when it was on, we were a bit confused by the art style a lot, weren't we? So it's got like a cartoon-esque art style to it.
Very Clone Wars.
Yeah,
as you said.
Well, it looks like Rebels or something. And it's not what you would expect from a game like this. Like No Man's Sky had still like a realism aspect to it with a bit of abstract stuff.
Yeah, they had like their weird art style that they did.
This is like the same as that, but like cartoonified or sort of kidified, you could say. And we weren't exactly sure why, but I mean, we know now why, because like you said, it's coming to Nintendo Switch.
Yeah.
And what happens when stuff comes to Nintendo consoles?
They always get some exclusive content. And but there's only one man that can be in a game that is set in space. They call him Fox McCloud.
You missed my drum roll.
Oh, okay, my bad. Anyway,
we'll cover it with an air horn. It's fine.
What's called it? Fox McCloud from the brilliant Star Fox is in the game, and this game looks like more Star Fox than the last Star Fox that they released on the Wii U. It looks really good. This
game looks great.
Yeah, it does look really good. It looks like proper space exploration, like shooting. Like it just looks crazy.
Another game I'm going to get on my Switch.
Yeah, as I said, Tom's copying everything for the Switch.
I'm going to get a suitcase to carry around with Switch games.
But yeah, that looks really cool. Starlink coming very soon. I think it's coming. When is it coming?
I think it's coming in October.
It's coming this year.
I'm gonna just double check. So the full name is Starlink Battle for Atlas.
Yeah. 16th. Oh yeah, it's day after my birthday.
Yeah,
it drops.
16th of October.
Oh, that drops the day after my birthday. But the Forerunner also drops as well, day after my birthday.
Little bit of information there if you didn't know when Tyro's birthday is.
Look, if you wanna send me something.
15th of October.
15th of October. Might as well just dox me. Anyway. So yeah, I think that's cool. Star Fox is a really cool character, but we're thinking, is Nintendo possibly still gonna announce a Star Fox game? I can see that happening.
Heard it here first. It's gonna happen.
Star Fox Racing apparently is coming. This is what Tom, he has some sources that I don't know about, but he keeps saying that it's coming.
There's rumours I've heard. Rumours I've heard is that Star Fox Racing is coming single player, much like Diddy Kong Racing back on the old Nintendo consoles. It's like a single player racing game with a story mode. Apparently, we'll see. Nintendo obviously did a Star Fox leak earlier today. This might be what they're hinting at.
Were hinting at, yeah.
But does it cover it over? Who knows?
I don't know. I do not know. But we're very excited and we're looking forward to that game. I'll probably, if I have a Switch by then, I'll probably get the Switch version, because you're gonna get Star Fox with it in it, so you might as well get the Switch version.
Yeah, I'm not sure if it's a shared world. If it is, that'd be pretty decent. But we're not sure.
Well, we're not sure if you have to buy the amiibo and the ship for Fox. Yeah, we're not sure about how any of this works, because there's a lot of ships, and Miyamoto got gifted that ship. I don't know if you have to put that on the Switch.
I think that was just like a plaque of... I can't imagine. He nearly chucked it in the crowd at one point.
Yeah, that was hilarious.
I was a bit scared.
You need to go back and watch the Ubisoft when that game's been announced. Miyamoto was... I don't know if he was off... He must have been off the drink. I don't know what he was doing. Yeah, he looked very confused to be on the stage.
He was confused and excited, but not in the same environment. Like
he just wasn't there. But I don't know. Maybe that's because he's got some fire to drop tomorrow.
Maybe you thought they were going to say something about Star Fox more.
Yeah, maybe.
Who knows?
I don't know.
I mean, that's like wild speculation from me there, but
yeah,
I'm hoping. Fingers crossed.
Yeah, don't listen to us. The next game that they took a look at was The Crew 2, which we've known is coming for a while. It did get delayed, but it's coming June 29th. I don't know if that was like a soft like announcement of the date, because I didn't know that it was coming out then.
The beta was an announcement though.
21st.
10 days.
Yeah.
Sign up for the beta now. Open beta.
It looks very cool as well, and you can also preload the beta right now, so you can jump straight into the crew too. It looks like it's going to rival Forza Horizon 4.
I still think Forza Horizon 4
it's got the better
will do
game.
better. So apparently
but this is on more platforms.
Yeah, but apparently Forza's like a big game for racing enthusiasts and car enthusiasts. The crew looks more like a sort of
fun
muckabout thing for fun. Like, they've obviously got the Red Bull partnership now, and Red Bull cover like a lot of stuff now. So like,
I wouldn't even be surprised if they had
biking,
like rocket ships in there,
hovercraft, planes, Formula 1 cars in there.
Yeah, that was crazy.
They've got a lot of stuff in there, and you can obviously go over different environments with these cars and have planes at the same time.
Also, it's all over America, by the way.
Yeah. So it's a big map.
That's a really vast map to be all over America. So if you like the Crew 1, definitely check out the Crew 2, because it looks like it's expanded a lot more on the game. And if you can't get Forza Horizon because you don't have an Xbox, get the Crew 2, because it looks like the next best thing in my opinion, because it is a seamless on open world multiplayer as well.
Forza Horizon will be on PC as well, but like
but if you have a console,
if you want to try the Crew before buying that, then they got an open beta in 10 days, so go and like sign up and just play it. Like, preload it, play it. If you don't like it, you can just delete it off your hard drive and forget the game exists. Like,
exactly,
it's easy enough to do.
There's no harm in doing that. As I said, as like gamers, you should just take time to take all these free things that are usually released around E3, because there's a lot of things to take in. The last game that was had a real deep dive in on it was Assassin's Creed Odyssey, which we already knew was coming. It wasn't the Assassin's Creed Mario Odyssey crossover that I wanted, but it was good nonetheless. I don't know what this man's on, Assassin's Creed Odyssey. It looked very interesting. There was no Mario steeping over no rooftops, jumping into any haystacks. There was no haystack jumping actually in this game.
I think they got that. Well, I'm not sure. It might have been in the last game. I'm not sure if it's in this game. I'm pretty sure there'll be some sort of haystack jumping.
Either way, it's a very different Assassin's Creed game this time around.
It's set in Mykonos, Greece.
Yep.
Different.
Ever since Origins, they've been taking a different direction, and as we were discussing, it looks like now what they're doing is they're alternating between two studios to make the Assassin's Creed now. So Montreal has one game and Quebec have another, because Quebec Studios, the lead on this game, said that they've been working on this for 3 years now.
Okay.
So
it did look like they used a lot of the stuff from Origins.
Yeah.
But like,
in a good way though.
I think they still work together, but in the same way as like share stuff between each other, and they probably got an updated build of the game or like of Origins sent over to them so they could build off of that. Yeah. Like a late stage of Origins.
Well, it was they used a totally new engine, didn't they, for Origins? Yeah. So I feel like this is using the same new engine. It looks beautiful, looks very pretty.
It does. The one thing about Ubisoft is their games always look good. As much as people go on about the fact that like they look amazing during E3 and they're not as good after E3. Like, the games are still good quality games. Like, you can't deny that. Like, I played Far Cry 5 recently, the last Ubisoft game that I played, and the game's outstanding. Like, it is a great game to play. It's fun. It looks great. Like, everything about it. And then the DLC is also good. Like, they're obviously doing free DLC now, which I'm a bit pissed about.
Wait, has that got what's called it? Is Far Cry got has it got co-op?
Yeah.
Like local co-op?
No, not local co-op.
Oh damn. I was gonna pick Far Cry. But anyway, yeah. They always do have good looking games. That is right. I do agree with you. And yeah, they do have bugs here and there, but I think that's what they've usually the bugs always popped up in Assassin's Creed. So I think them taking a step back.
There's bugs in Far Cry, But it's fun. It's fun to have bugs.
There's bugs everywhere, man. Like it's something that you have to deal with games. Being in a game, like, well, we're not in the industry, but we're studying up to be in the industry. Yeah, being as we're doing that, yeah, we're starting to understand that things are not as always as it seems, and you have to just take a step back and just think these developers do work very hard in order to make the game as playable as it can to come out, and they are going to miss things. So
there's only so much time that you could work on a game for, on a piece of software for, and unfortunately things slip through, or you have, for example, Rainbow Six Siege, 35 million people playing that game.
Mm-hmm.
Each one of them thinks differently. That's 35 million different ways to think about playing a game.
Yeah.
35 million different possibilities of what could happen in one section of the game.
Yeah.
Something's going to go wrong at some point.
Yeah. Someone could be doing something that, that has never been tested. Like, there could be, like, two players that jump at the same time and spin around, and it could break the game. You never knew that, though, because it's just something that it's like a 1 in a million chance of that happening and breaking the game. It's just something that happens sometimes.
And people do dumb shit.
Yeah.
To put it, like, bluntly, people do dumb shit.
People do dumb shit.
Especially when there's no consequences in a game.
That's how we get some of the best glitches, though. So you got people getting out the map and all sorts of things, because they're literally just stress testing the map, aren't they, really?
Yeah.
And I think Assassin's Creed looks very interesting. It looks very fresh. It doesn't look like an Assassin's Creed game. It doesn't look like you do it much assassination, really. It looks like a lot more of, like, hands-on fighting, yeah. It's set in, like, Spartan Greek. It's got mythology in there. We seen a little sneak peek of a Minotaur at the end, which means that possible maybe monster fights are going to be happening, which is a little bit weird, because I don't think we've seen monsters before in Assassin's Creed like that. So
I'm not sure if the last game had them.
I think there's one that had that really big octopus. Do you remember that? Like, that was
no idea.
That was like Assassin's Creed, like,
I dip in and out of the series.
I think it was like 2 or 3 that had.
A big fan.
I think I don't know, Black Flag was a Kraken in it or whatever.
I just enjoyed driving around on it, or piloting my little ship, fighting people.
Well, either way, Ubisoft did a very, very good conference. So what are you thinking? Were you going to grade it, Tom?
I just want to focus on Assassin's Creed again as well. They announced a new dialogue system for a game that's never been, like, in the game before.
Before the grading system.
Which is different, because it shows that they're taking it down the RPG route now, which it wasn't. It was always like an action game. Now you've got, like, your skill trees, and you can equip equipment and stuff to your character and change your character's appearance and stuff. Not necessarily level up, but, like, now by getting stuff like dialogue and having a decision path and stuff.
Oh, 2 different characters as well you can play.
Yeah, 2 different, so you can pick your character now. It's definitely more of an RPG now than an action story game that it used to be. That's not a bad thing. Like,
no,
Ubisoft are good at doing that, and really the series did need, like, a fresh direction to go in, and I feel like this is probably the good fresh direction it needed to go in. The games are set up for something like this anyway. They always were. They just never reached their full potential, and I do think that they're going towards their full potential now, maybe.
Well, it looks like it's just getting ever more expansive. It looks like it's moving away from the concept of assassinations, but I'm not quite sure if it really is. We'll have to see more of the game, because it does come out this year, but I know they're going to show off more eventually as the year progresses.
Mm-hmm.
It seems like there's going to be a lot more.
I feel like this is coming out in October as well.
October as well. A lot more army fighting as well, like mass scale fights. Yeah, that's
something that I like. The fact that they've got the like big scale fights, but then the bigger bosses in it. It reminds me of Shadow of War, Shadow of Mordor. Like, the fights in that, they're really enjoyable, and they've got an Assassin's Creed like feel to them anyway. But it's sort of like they're taking something from another series that's like
I feel like they've looked at The Witcher and they've looked at Shadow of War. They've looked at those 2 games and thought, wait, we could potentially incorporate some of those RPG elements. Like, I don't know if they will have a nemesis system in it or anything like that. We haven't been told about anything.
I don't think there's something like that, but
it'd be interesting if they did have something, because there are like generals and army generals and stuff like that. Imagine if you like defeat one and like, you know, revenge. And they did say the story will be affected by what you do in this new game.
I think that's more decision based though. The Nemesis system is locked down by Warner Brothers or whoever makes the Warner Brothers publish it, but whoever makes Shadow of War, they got that locked down. There might be like some sort of system in it. It's doubtful. I feel like they would have announced it. But it is good to see that they're taking like some sort of inspiration from a game that took inspiration from them. It's like a good example of the game industry. Like, people are all creative in the game industry, and there's no reason why you can't. So Shadow of War, obviously the story is not inspired by Assassin's Creed, but the gameplay was very much inspired by Assassin's Creed.
Yeah.
And now Assassin's Creed is getting sort of inspired by Shadow of War since it lost its roots.
Yeah.
And I think that's good in general, because it just means better games for everyone.
Yeah.
And
that's all it's about at the end of the day. It's just making sure that it's better games for everyone, making it just as accessible for everyone as well. Like, as much as I love all these exclusives and stuff like that, like, I would just like for everyone to be able to play like games together and and have as much games as they can. So just
put every game on the Switch, really.
I told you, Tom's copying everything on the Switch. So I think it was really cool. I think that's it. Oh, by the way, PC Gaming Show is on right now if you want to go to sleep. You want to take a little quick nap, PC Gaming Show is on right now.
They might announce a Total War. The big thing coming out of this, though, one thing that we haven't discussed yet, no Splinter Cell.
Yeah, there was an absence of Splinter Cell.
I think we sort of forgot about it, considering the fact that it's like gone. That conference for us was like really good, so it's gone over our heads.
Yeah.
I think a lot of Tom Clancy fans are a bit upset because Twitter seems to be popping off that there's no Splinter Cell.
Yeah,
there's only a few people, but still.
It's trending right now saying no Splinter Cell. I think people are pretty much. Let's take a look at some tweets actually, Tom.
We're taking a look at some tweets.
Yeah, let's
live.
Let's take a.
Looks like some people are going to cry because there's no Splinter Cell.
No Splinter Cell. Some people.
And no Watch Dogs 3.
No Watch Dogs 3.
I'm officially done with Ubisoft. I'm not sure.
Until October. No Splinter Cell. Are you kidding me? Looks like no Splinter Cell.
This is pretty funny.
So okay. Sorry, but do Ubisoft just want money? Skull and shit and bones? And no Splinter Cell? A draft you had, sir. Dot.
It's just saddening, really.
Oh my gosh. Who cares? Like, at the end of the day, they're working on so many different freaking games. It doesn't even matter. Like, let's read out some more, actually. Put the theme song.
Hang on. We've just got to keep going. We've got to find another good one. Everyone seems pretty excited, to be honest. Like, it did look like a solid press conference. There's not too much, like...
No Splinter Cell? Just wasted an hour and a half watching that conference. Oh my gosh. I can't believe people are actually like this. Like, what? Just because there's no Splinter Cell? Get over it. Oh my god, we forgot about Elijah Wood's game.
We did. We forgot a game. That's embarrassing.
That's really embarrassing. Yeah.
It's called Transference.
Transference. It is a VR game, but also a traditional game that will be on all platforms.
Yeah, it's interesting that the fact that it's coming to VR, but also to platforms as well. So I don't know if it's coming to Switch. We don't know. Might cop it on Switch if it comes to Switch.
As told you already, Tom's copying everything on the Switch. We should make this into a soundbite. Tom's copying everything on the Switch. It's called Transference. It looks super creepy. It looks very inspired by PT, in my opinion. Looks cool. Do you think you getting PT vibes? I didn't see it because of the hallway. Like, I thought it looked creepy.
I'm not getting PT vibes. I'm getting like, I'm gonna say like Shining vibes from it a little bit. Like, you've got that crazy ass dad speaking to you somehow. You're meant to control all the characters, I believe, seeing it from all your different points of view. But the whole way with the kids running away, like, that was very much shining for me. I don't feel like it's going to be as horror as games like Resident Evil or PT or Silent Hills. It's meant to be like a psychological thriller, so I think it's meant to like fuck with your head a little bit. And I'm down for that. Like I like those sort of games and TV series. Like, it's always good to see something that sort of gets you to think in a different way, or you play through it and you have to think about what's going to happen, and it's quite interesting. But I'm not sure. What are your sort of opinions on that?
I think Transference looked really cool, very creepy. Didn't know Elijah Wood was out here making games. Kudos to him. I like Elijah Wood. He was Frodo, and I think it's really cool, and I would like to try this out on VR if I ever had a chance to play it on VR. I don't know anyone who has a VR headset, so maybe at uni, I don't know. But it looks really cool, and we need to make more creepy horror games like this, because I think PT is like the first person horror like genre. I think it's really revived it to be like more creepy, trying to like take more risks basically, because it's got a lot of live action video in it as well. Like, it's almost like a film crossed with a game. That's
what I like about it. I just want to point out that like Resident Evil 7, I know it come to VR, and it was well received to a degree, but I feel like that's like creepy too much. Like, I want something that's psychologically fucked up, not just like
it's gonna make me shit myself.
Not just like that is fucked up. Like, I want something that's like, this is weird. Like, I need to see what's happening, but it makes you want to play it even though you're like slightly scared of it. Whereas Resident Evil, it's just like, I don't want to play it. Like, I don't want to play the game, let alone put a VR headset on and lock myself in a room with it. Like, no thanks.
No, it's not happening.
Yeah, we can get back to rating Ubisoft now.
Okay, cool. I didn't forget.
I don't know if that means that you enjoyed it or you didn't enjoy it.
Oh no, I really enjoyed Ubisoft. They get a 9 out of 10 from me.
9 out of 10. That's a strong.
Okay, 8 out of 10.
I mean, I was going for a 9 out of 10 as well.
I say 8 out of 10 because they did very well. I would have maybe liked a little bit more explanation about Assassin's Creed, about where the assassination comes in on it, because I didn't see any assassination, so I was kind of a little. They usually do show off the assassination part.
I think they're going to show something off like throughout the week. They had their like live stream after they're showing off half-hour Division gameplay. I feel like after that they're probably going to show off some of the gameplay. By the end of the week, we'll definitely get some more information on what a lot of these games are about. And a lot more gameplay as well, hopefully. One thing that they did do in this conference, which is why I'm like going to give it a solid 9 out of 10, they showed a lot of gameplay. Every trailer they showed, they brought someone out to speak about the game, whether they had gameplay or not, to discuss it. They did a lot of community initiatives, brought a lot of the gaming community in to help make a lot of the games. And also, it's like even the Just Dance stuff, like, it's cringy. Like, you can't deny it's not cringy. But it sort of shows that this is like a show more than a conference, and they're trying to make it as enjoyable to watch for people and gamers and everyone that's there, rather than something like Square Enix or Microsoft. Like, Microsoft, although they released 50 games and like it was enjoyable because you got so much content, you did feel like at some points like, all right, like I can't take all this in now because there's too much going on. Like, I need to stop and speak about what's actually happening.
It was just trailer after trailer after trailer, but like, it was good, but at the same time,
like, I still stick to my solid 8 out of 10. But I feel like this was better for the fact that it gave me what I wanted as a gamer.
I think I gave Microsoft 6, didn't I?
You gave him a 6 or a 7?
Yeah, I think I gave him a 6. Yeah, I'm definitely giving an 8 to Ubisoft because I think they did very well. I'm very happy with how they delivered their conference. And yeah, the community initiatives, I think that was the most important thing. I've never seen a company do so much like that. I was so happy to see them actually trying to get people involved on things that they'd never... It would be like a dream for someone to be involved in their, like, Beyond Good and Evil 2. Like, if they were, like, such a support
especially
of the
how
game.
long that game has been.
Exactly. It's got a cult following. Like, if you could be a part of that game, that'd be like your dream. That's it. It's finished. That'd be like my dream being a part of, like, Metal Gear or something. Like... It'd be amazing.
I think your dream's over.
Yeah, dreams.
I'm sorry to say, but we're going to cue up the sad music.
What are you going to do me like that, man? We all know Metal Gear is over. We know Konami's a terrible company. Even though they make pairs, they're a terrible company. It's over for Metal Gear.
Were you not a big Metal Gear Survive fan then? Is that a tough subject? I just want to point out I was also not a big Metal Gear Survive fan. Like, the game's trash.
Game is so trash.
You can go and pick it up for like £5 now if you want to. That's how bad it is. Like, it came out pretty recently.
Oh, go pick it up for £5, but just remember though,
just
guys.
burn it, yeah.
Just remember though, guys, you can only have one save file. You have to pay £10 for another save file. So, yeah. Just remember, you can't have many characters.
You could probably go out and buy a memory card and a PS2 and Metal Gear and get the same experience with more than one save file.
for way cheaper as well. You could probably get all of that for a lot cheaper. But yeah, Konami stays out here trying to fuck everyone over, man. And I ain't got nothing to do with them. I'm not supporting them in any way, form, shape. The only thing I will support by is I'm in support of PES because I like PES from back in the day. Didn't really like FIFA that much.
I don't know how this has turned on to like shitting on Konami, but
it's a terrible company. Yeah.
You can read out a few more tweets if you want.
Biggest disappointment from Ubisoft: no Splinter Cell, no Rayman, and you just had to make another toy craze game, didn't you? What's wrong with these guys? Like, you're gonna say, oh, you had to make another toy craze game, says the guy that wants Rayman 4. Like, what? Like,
I'd dig a Rayman 4.
Yeah, like, okay, but why are you trying to like bash people who like to collect toys when you want Rayman, which is arguably a child game?
I'm also a big toy collector, so I'm like on the fence.
So yeah, but the thing is though, like, I don't really understand like
I'm not gonna bash the company for not releasing a game.
Yeah, exactly. What's his beef? Like
Activision saw with Skylanders how much they did well with that.
Yeah, exactly.
I also think that a modular ship-based thing is pretty cool.
It's not it doesn't look like a toy craze game to me. It looks pretty technical in my opinion. And
it's like Lego Amiibos or something.
Yeah, exactly. Are we gonna read any more?
I think there's just this one.
Oh, okay. These views do not. We do not support any of these views or the words that are being used. But no Splinter Cell, no Rayman, but a whole lot of cancerous rabbits. Sorry, that's not our views. Assassin's Creed looked cool though. Don't know what else to say. Hashtag E3 2018. Do you know what? Yeah, like, but why?
Is that what like you imagine his voice sounds
yeah,
like?
That's what all these guys' voices sound like.
All these guys sound
they
like
all
that.
sound like they're in their mom's basement, chilling, just bashing everyone.
That's the typical gamer though, isn't it?
Yep.
Typical gamer. Yeah, we don't want to end it like on a bad thing, but like it is a bit of upsetting that after such a good conference, people are still shitting on a company that's in recent years. People shit on Ubisoft anyway, but like in recent years, they have done a lot for the gaming communities. Like all their games are fully supported, and they don't charge a lot for updates and stuff. Like
nope.
A lot of their updates have been free to keep people invested in the game.
Yeah, they've been one of the companies that have tried to be kind of.
They were bad, like back in the day.
They're trying to be a little bit anti-DLC now, which is good. But anyway, I think this has gone on for quite a while now. How long?
We're just gone over an hour. It's about an hour and 5 minutes.
Yeah. Well, Ubisoft, great conference. We've got Sony up next at 3:30. Super excited. Death Stranding time. Oh my gosh. Kojima's magnum opus is going to be great. I can't wait. I think Tom's got some things that he wants to read off.
Yeah, I feel like you're going to be excited for Death Stranding still. You've been going on about it for a few years now. This is the time.
This is the time.
This is the time. Kojima's first game since leaving Konami.
Yeah, it's his first game.
First gameplay, hopefully. Hopefully.
I'm hearing some rumblings. Gameplay is confirmed and is going to be shown, and the game is going to be out this year. That's all I'm hearing. So,
I'm planning a November 25th release date.
November 25th. I'm thinking.
I haven't even checked what day that is, to be honest.
I'm thinking. Yeah, I don't even know. Games usually release on cycles, don't they? I'm thinking just before Christmas time. I don't think they will try and compete with Red Dead. So
I mean, Red Dead's in like October, so
yeah.
Assassin's Creed are competing with Red Dead. Actually, that's a big like.
Ooh, that is a little bit.
What's the odds on Assassin's Creed getting delayed till February? 22nd of February 2019. Yeah. Anyway, we will probably end it there now. We've gone on for quite long now, and I feel like we're just batting forward shit now.
Yeah, it's
not really worth it.
We're just having fun, you know what I'm saying? Like,
trying to keep ourselves awake for 2 a.m.
Yeah.
And then we've got to do other stuff at 3:30 a.m. British summertime. So basically, Sony are up at 2 a.m. if you want to watch the conference. That's 2 a.m. British summertime. Quick maths. 9 p.m. Eastern time and 6 p.m. Pacific time. And then our coverage is live on our website, 808sandjoysticks.com, or on Spreaker, iHeartRadio, or TuneIn Radio. Or you can catch up on demand at any time on all of the available platforms.
Wait, are we on YouTube as well?
I'm not sure if we're streaming live on YouTube now.
We may be or we might not be. We don't know. But possibly.
But yeah, if you are interested in that, then our schedule is Sony at 3:30 a.m. British summertime, 10:30 p.m. Eastern time, and 7:30 p.m. Pacific time. And of course, tomorrow Nintendo are around. If you are interested in listening to our coverage of Nintendo, they start at 5 p.m. British summertime, 12 p.m. Eastern time, and 9 a.m. Pacific time. It's pretty early, that.
Yeah.
But yeah, our coverage of that starts at 6:15 p.m. British summertime, 1:15 p.m. Eastern time, and 10:15 a.m. Pacific time.
Yep. So yeah, we will see you later today. Well, later tonight now. Not tomorrow.
For us tomorrow.
Yeah.
For some of you maybe today.
Yeah. At 3:30, and don't forget also to follow us on our socials, 808s and Joysticks. For Instagram, 808 and Joystick. For Twitter.
No, that's Twitter.
Yeah, that's what I said for Twitter. No, I said Instagram, 808s and Joysticks for Instagram, and then 808 and Joystick for Twitter. And we're also dropping the playlist still tonight. Should be coming soon. It might not come straight away.
Playlist before the Sony conference at 2 o'clock.
Yeah, definitely before.
Obviously, we've got a busy schedule. We've got 9 minutes until our normal time, and I don't feel like we're going to make everything out by that time.
No, but
I'm going to say 1 o'clock.
Yeah, we're trying to have
to 1:30. The playlist will be out. Check our stories and everything on Instagram and Twitter. It will be announced when it's out. You'll see the artwork go up, and once you know the playlist is normally live.
Yeah.
Go and listen for an hour or so. Playlist is normally an hour and a half long.
Yeah.
That can tie you over till Sony.
Yeah, exactly. Go play a game and put the playlist on in the background. Follow us. Anything like that is just good for us. It's just good to see that people are actually like interacting with whatever we do, and it's a good thing for us to see. We're also like some feedback as well. If you ever want to just shoot us a message on either of our socials, feel free. We're very friendly, very open to any ideas that you have.
Within reason.
Yeah, within reason. You know, we're not gonna do. We've been requesting some crazy things before, so we're not gonna do that.
Tyrell's open to birthday parties.
I'm open to birthday parties. I'm open to gifts. Anyway, sponsors, please. Anyways, yeah, we're gonna end it there. I hope everyone's had a good E3 Sunday so far. Well, wait, Sunday?
It's Monday. Losing
Monday.
track of the days.
Friggin' hell. Okay, Monday so far. We've got one more show for the rest of the tonight, and then we've got Nintendo tomorrow, and then we're going to be done. Podcast is going to be back probably in the next 2 weeks, probably now.
Yeah, if you follow our social media, we'll update you on when the podcast will be back. This would be the normal week for the podcast. However, due to the amount of content that we've pumped out, like, this is basically becoming a podcast now. We're at 1 hour 10.
Yeah, exactly.
Like, there's a lot of content. There's probably going to be like 10 hours worth of content going out this weekend alone for people to listen to, not including the playlist. So, like, that's a lot of stuff, and we don't want to bombard people with too much.
Yeah.
We're trying this as well. We like this live stream is going
It's going
well.
well.
We've enjoyed doing the live streams, and we'll probably look at doing more of this stuff in the future.
Yeah,
because this has gone pretty well in our opinion. Like, we're enjoying it.
We definitely will look into it because we have a setup now, and we're enjoying it. We're like being in the same room as each other because it just it gives us a chance to have more conversation and bounce off each other a lot easier. And yeah, that's about it really. Thank you for listening as always. I'm Tyrell.
I'm Tom.
And we're 808s and Joysticks. Thanks.
I'm just going to play you out with a song by Snail's House called My Shakute. .30 a.m. for Sony, remember. Be there.